Otherwise.
Call this City of Ellsworth regular council meeting to order. Please stand and join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, the mayor is unable to join us today, so I am leading the meeting. So first up is the approval of the agenda. And we have a correction that we need to miss.
Madam President, on the consent agenda for the main authorizations resolutions 20, 25, 22 to 28, let's move all those to new business because those are, in my mind, formal actions and resolutions. So that's just an out. I think that's what I want to do. So let's move those down there. That's it.
I add to that real quick. We also have another one, we missed numbering one, so there's gonna be one more that's 2025-29. Okay, so
Sounds good. Those are all simple to just authorize adding, just to give you city clerk the signature page.
I'll make a motion, we approve the consent
As amended.
as amended, yes, Madam Mayor.
I'll second. I'll second, don't forget.
Okay, it has been moved by Councilmember Panzer to approve the agenda as amended, seconded by Councilmember Hanson. All those in, any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Okay, consent agenda.
Madam President, I move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
All right, it has been moved by Councilmember Bernard, seconded by Councilmember Hanson to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passed. All right, do you have the list for public comment? Okay, so the only person on our public comment sign-in sheet is Mr. Marvin Bush. You like to speak, Marvin?
I'm Marvin Bush and I'm a resident of the city. And I'd like to complain about the roughness of the city streets. Especially at 9th and Stanberry. On the south side of it. There's a 100-foot section in there, I would say, that needs to be dug out and replaced with some good solid material. There's a spring in that hill. Years and years ago, there was a pipe put in there to drain it out. And there's an outlet of the pipe into the gutter that runs down the hill. I don't know if it's still running or working or not, I don't know. But that needs to be dug out. The whole street for 100 feet, I would say. And now's a good time to do it because school buses are not running. School's out. Last year I complained or told Dustin about it. Well, he sent the guys up there and all they did was put some oil and rock on it. And that didn't help it a bit. It's too broken up, alligator all over there. Another spot, it's not as bad, but it's rough. They did put some rock on it, is 8th and Blake Street. It needs some more to raise it up. And the rest of that street going east needs attention too. There's water, either water or sewer cuts, and they're sunk down. I don't know why they can't, fill those up when they was up there like that. And going down 8th Street, the bumps down at the bottom of the hill need to be either ground off or take the grader up there and cut them off. If they cut them off, it's probably gonna tear up a little bit more asphalt than just grinding it. But that can be filled back in and smooth it up. There isn't a smooth street in town. East North Main. There's a low spot at the end, west end of the new concrete street they poured several years ago. And they put some rock in there, but they made it worse. They put the rock on the west end of the hole instead of putting it in the middle, fill it up. And there's several spots along there. I think Angela couldn't find it in the minutes anyplace. But I still think that years ago, there was a, oh boy. A guy complained about tearing up the brick streets. A block either side of Main Street. And there was what, a proclamation or something. That any street like that would be tore up, block either side. And from North Main to 3rd Street, the brick would be put back in. She couldn't find anything in the minutes about it, so I don't know. I don't think I'm dreaming because it was tearing up a hole over here, patching it. And we put concrete back in it, and that's what brought the gentleman to come and complain about it, and that's why they made the, I don't know, what do you call it, proclamation or? Anyway, they patched 3 places around the brick and they didn't get them up level. They're still a little low. There just isn't any smooth streets in town. And they need to be fixed, I think. They started, but they didn't. They haven't gone far enough yet. Of course, there's a lot of summer left yet to do it, but I hope they can do something about it. Thank you.
I'll pass it on to Troy, but the problem with a lot of that's gonna be is budgeted funding, because if you're gonna spend, I mean, if you're gonna spend $100,000, $200,000 on the streets, we don't have that kind of budget right now. And to create that kind of budget, it means you gotta increase taxes by even more bills. And that's the downside of that always, so. But I'll talk to Troy and see what he knows about these. As far as resolutions, he had to stay bricks. I don't know, but you know, if something ever gets done, it'll be the council at that time is gonna make a decision on what the best service is.
Do I need to ask if I have more public comment or are we moved? Anybody else for public comment? All right, let's move on to unfinished business. Discussion regarding the Ellsworth Police Department.
Madam President and council members, of course, for the last meeting, I gave a report and kind of listened to the pros, the cons, and the differences. Then, in my report, a number of different cities that have coming from Phillipsburg, Houston. I'm not sure if Phillipsburg's had a police department the last 35 years. And they talk about going back, and of course, they said that recent incident where a sheriff's officer got killed inside the city of Phillipsburg. There's pros and cons. I've been to, I think somebody says that the city at one time in the 80s tried no police department and didn't work. Of course, I'm also finding out it wasn't funded very well either. I mean, if you're going to move the police department to say SO, for example, or a contract with them, you're gonna still spend a lot of money. You're still probably gonna spend north of $500,000 north of that. Because it takes time. If you want people that are committed to being in town, and there's contracts, things you can do. I'm not saying it can't work, I think there's pros and cons, and I think my report showed all sides there, and all different issues that you have to deal with. You know, I, of course, lived inside Raleigh County for the last 9 years. And Raleigh County doesn't have a sheriff department, hasn't had in 51 years, and Manhattan doesn't have a police department, hasn't had one for the last 51 years. And they have a joint agency, which will probably never happen again in the state of Kansas because of the constitutional change in Kansas a few years ago, where every county except Raleigh County has to have an elected sheriff. And of course, the issue where city guys always have is, you know, if you have an elected sheriff, will they always do what the council wants? And I think that's always the issues you have to talk about. And that's a downside in my mind, but I'm not saying it's right or wrong or different, but you know, those are different examples I had.
Well, I looked at that too, and I thought, I don't think it's a good idea.
Well, I've had a lot of people tell me
I really don't.
they don't want to lose the police department.
No.
Yeah, and it was just an idea that was brought up. But they said we hate to lose our police department per se, so I hear that more than anything.
Yeah,
So we need to probably concentrate on, how everybody's agreed, but it sounds like we need to concentrate on the police department, not with the cooperation of the sheriff's department.
And Dan did want me to share his thoughts. He said, take all the emotions out of it. If we plan on growing what we need, our own police department that we lead. If our plans for Ellsworth are for a slow, steady death, then let's entertain a sheriff's office option.
Yeah.
Then we'll probably go ahead and proceed to get the process started until the vacancy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Any more discussion?
No,
Does that make our police department more comfortable?
Well, we do appreciate the support and we're gonna leave it at that, yes, for more help.
Okay, good. Well, you know where we stand now.
Alan, can I get that one more time, what you guys decided?
We'll begin the process of filling the vacancy.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on to new business. Crosswalk on, oh, excuse me. Julie, let's do approval of bank authorization resolutions
You'll have
22.
Yeah. And those are basically all the add, I mean, they're all simple in nature, but again, I'd like everyone to be treated separately. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. If you want to be cruel to the city clerk, have someone make a motion to, take Ferris make a motion, secretary make seconds. If you want to be kind to the city clerk, have the same person makes a motion, the same person second every time. But that's up to you.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 2025-22.
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved by Councilmember Renard, seconded by Councilmember Hanson to approve bank authorization resolution 2025-2022. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passed.
Yeah, I will make a motion to approve resolution 2025-23.
I'll second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Hanson, or excuse me, Councilmember Renard, seconded by Councilmember Hanson to approve bank authorization resolution 2025-2023. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passed.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-24.
I'll second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Renard, seconded by Councilmember Hanson to approve bank authorization resolution 2025-2024. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passed.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-25.
I'll second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Renard, seconded by Councilmember Hanson to approve bank authorization resolution 2025-25. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passed.
Okay, I will make a motion to approve resolution 2025-26.
I'll second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Renard, seconded by Councilmember Hanson to approve bank authorization resolution 2025-26. All those, oh, excuse me, any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passed.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-27.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Renard, seconded by Councilmember Hanson to approve bank authorization resolution 2025-27. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passed.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-28.
I'll second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Renard, seconded by Councilmember Hanson to approve bank authorization resolution 2025-28. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passed.
Okay, and then there's 29, right? Okay, I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-29.
Ditto, I'll second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Renard, seconded by Councilmember Hanson to approve bank authorization resolution 2025-29. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passed. I feel like that. Oh, yeah. Good job. All right, so next on new business is crosswalk on North Douglas Avenue between the city and Ellsworth High School tennis courts.
Madam President and council members, of course, this was brought up at a city council meeting this spring about the need for a crosswalk between the two tennis courts. And I know Ms. Silva is here tonight. Again, they had that same, not the same person, but the same concern about a crosswalk there. I've looked at that area, and of course, everybody said just put 2 stripes of paint down. I have a lot of issues with that because I think if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna put a crosswalk in there, I think we at least want to have some engineer look at it as we design. You know, the problem you have is that area is approximately 1,000 feet south of the intersection of 14 and 140. So is there any traffic controls that we have to put in there, like lights or stuff like that? But secondly is, I believe that to make it really work and meet all the ADA requirements, we want to put a sidewalk from one tennis court to the crosswalk, and then from that crosswalk to their tennis court. I also believe on the east side, we have a ditch issue there that has to be addressed too, because you do not want to put a crosswalk in there that doesn't meet ADA requirements. And because I think if you do, we're just asking for a mess down the road. So if you want to move forward with it, again, I think there's any issues with it. I think there's more cost to it than meets the eye, because of concrete and everything else. But again, I would advise you not to just throw something in there, just to throw something in there. Because when we want to meet all the safety requirements and when we, you know, yeah, we don't want anybody hit there, but we don't want anybody hit there after we put the crosswalk in and we didn't follow all the protocols.
What's it gonna cost to get it all engineered? What are we looking at? We could be looking at 100,000.
No, yeah, but I think it's simple. One is I don't know enough about all the traffic codes as far as
Yeah.
all the sign codes and everything else. Maybe a simple couple $1,000, but it'll take for the engineer to draw a design, I mean, then you bid that afterwards. You know, sidewalk's gonna cost you $10 a square foot, so 5 foot wide, so $50 a running foot, give or take. And I don't know what's gonna take to get across that ditch. It's not a big ditch, but. And then maybe you can get then ultimately, since it's, you know, what KDOT's in on that as well, so. I think I want you guys, if we have to do it, let's do it right. And again, don't put the city in a position where we did it wrong and then down the road something else happens as well, or we have an ADA complaint. You don't want to deal with that either. Yeah.
Would there be any grant funds available for that? Because I know there's like safe sidewalks to schools. Would that just fall into that?
I'm gonna doubt that because safe sidewalks to school are not to high schools.
Just a-
And there might be another way to get there. I don't know. I haven't checked into it yet. But, you know, if some of them had, I'll reach out to an engineer firm to at least get some discussion about it and move forward with it. But I think it needs to be done. But again, I don't want to do it wrong.
Yeah. You think, with the school go in on the study?
And we haven't even talked about that part yet.
Okay.
I mean, I think they're like us, they share the concern.
Yeah.
And, we share that, but yeah, you know, and I'm sure they want us to do it right as well, but since it's city streets, we are the ones that are liable at the end, you know? And again, you know, sidewalks in this town, we usually, there's, you know, Parktown without sidewalks or Parktown with sidewalks and why subdivisions were allowed to be placed years ago without sidewalks, I have no idea. But that's what we have to deal with. Because we had a comment, we had somebody wanted to put a crosswalk at K-140 at across K-140 at Elwood Street. And again, you have no sidewalks to get to. So just to take two of the lines and go, I don't know if you're gonna meet all the traffic requirements. And, you know, we did have a fatality, desperate fatality not too long ago. And again, you know, could that have been avoided? I don't know. But again, that's, I think, safety and long term, we have to start looking at those things. So let me reach out to the engineer firm and maybe bring some stuff back.
Good, anything else for this? No.
Jessica, can I say something
Up to you.
about that?
Sure, Karen, we'd love to hear
Well,
from you.
if people would pay attention when you're driving, they put up those cones, and when you see those cones and you see people, you should slow down. I have never had a problem going through there. Because the minute you see those red cones out there, you don't, you're still not going to be going 40 miles an hour or 30 miles an hour. Start slowing down because you can see those people going back and forth and they know there's tennis going on. The drivers are being irresponsible.
That's a good reminder, Karen, to be defensive and pay attention. Increase awareness,
Yes.
yes.
Put his cell phone down.
Okay, department heads, city inspector, Steve, you got anything for us? All right, fire chief, I didn't say Ralph's here. Golf, Patrick. How about interim chief Weigel, you got anything, you wanna introduce anybody?
Hello, this is our new hire, Megan. She'll be going to the academy soon. We hope to have her functional on the street half a year. And then the other we got is the numbers for June are attached to the council. They're a little bit lower than average, but our staffing is. It should be still on time. Think about that.
Thank you, welcome Megan. Ronnie's not here, I think. Is Dave back there? Dave, you got anything for us?
No.
Okay. City attorney,
I've never went to prolong a meeting, so unless anyone has a question, I don't have anything.
all right, city clerk. All right, okay, interim city administrator.
I am one for long video. So, you get it, we're not, couple things, like a simple motion for the council, our checks required to have 3 signatures on there. Our city treasurer is recognized to sign. But in the past, the audit firm does not, our auditor doesn't like the idea that she signs checks to be writes. They don't disagree, but we're just gonna bring, you know, it's not you're gonna bring in our city clerk and a signature. When you get a full-time city administrator with them on, things will change, and so it's different. But just to get a signature sometimes, I think it's needed that we have to have, because we gotta pay bills too. Look, I mean, people are committed that the city buys from and they didn't get paid too. So I would like a motion from the council tonight, council please, to approve Angela, or the city treasurer, Angela Miller, to sign checks, for the remainder of this year. As needed. So she'll try to get it, but that way it gives her their fallback.
I'll make a motion that we approve Angela Mueller to sign checks as needed for the city of Delta.
I'll second this year.
Pardon me?
Until the end of this
So the
year,
end of this
and
year.
then we'll address it again.
Mr. Johnson, okay, so it has been moved by Councilmember Panzer to approve city treasurer Angela Mueller to sign checks through the end of the year and others aren't available, seconded by Councilmember Johnson. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passed.
And no, I'm not that yet. You figured.
It's not even
Second.
six, what,
Huh?
it's not even six. We got
I
the
six,
chicken
no,
stuff there.
no. We're a little behind working on the budget. Angela and I put a lot of numbers in. Of course, with the change to the law, we don't have a hearing till September, so we're fine on time there. But at this point in time, I believe we will not exceed the R and R. So I'm gonna make a statement on the R and R. I think one for a couple reasons, our taxes have increased up over a couple of years. Plus, as we all know, everybody's gonna be looking at the new water rate increases and wastewater rate increases this month. That we all have to go through, went through that process. And I think it'd be wrong to keep doing that. So we'll submit a note to the county clerk saying that we will not exceed R and R this year. We're gonna be.
Vote on that?
Huh?
Do we need to vote on that?
Yeah, you're fine. Because the bottom line is I think it's been a pretty good year. We're gonna have some cash carryover. And that's gonna help a little bit to work things through, and I think we're just trying to move forward, and try to do that. Yeah, we could also make our needs to raise taxes by 20, 30 more mills and 2 tons of streets. But then you have to find that happy medium in there, how you could do that. And again, the water and wastewater is being driven by, the wastewater is being driven by regulation. And we have to meet those. And as I mentioned in my note last week, we did get our archaeological study. Unfortunately, when you apply for state money, you can play by state rules. And they require you to have an archaeological study that, and we all probably knew it wasn't a problem because that lagoon was put in 3 years ago, but you spent $5,000 some odd dollars to get a nice archaeological study to say that they found nothing. So, and they'll be working on the geological firm that the city approved last meeting. We'll start doing some test drillings. We're gonna have to deal with some crop damages just because the tenant put a mile out there and they also planted feed back into the weed. And being it is a crop, it's a cash lease, not a crop share. You have to respect him too. So we'll be keeping an eye on that and we'll work some numbers out. Fortunately, I do have a background, I can understand some of the crop stuff, so I think we'll be able to look at a good agreement. So other than that, good to have the city clerk on duty, and she is, I was afraid when I took a paper to her to look at, she puts a grade on it. But I'm real proud of the team we're developing downstairs and everybody working together and trying to make one cost and make it better for the people in this community. Thank you.
Okay, city council, how about Councilmember Hanson? Councilmember Panzer?
Yeah, I
got your
have
list?
one short question, probably for Patrick.
Okay.
Where is it that we as a city stand on the old hospital?
Oh, yeah, probably the status quo on the old hospital. It's. Okay. I mean, obviously, it's condemned years ago as it should be, because it's not biddable, and we haven't published it, I believe. There's actually a couple of other buildings in the city, I don't know when this came out, like the old mill that's down here, it's been condemned for, quite a bit longer. The problem with these is the cost of removing them is so high that the city's kind of in that spot. So that's where that is at. Does that answer your question?
Well, are we
It's-
responsible for the maintenance around on the property then, the city?
We're not,
Or is it still in the other guy's name?
So there goes that. The city does not own the property.
Yeah,
yeah, we're not responsible. If we, just like we do for other, I don't know if we have, we have the right to give notice and know. When people don't keep any yard in the city up to code, we can mow it and bill it back to them. And I don't know if we had to do that, I wouldn't be surprised. I think the last few years we have. If we do that, sir, if we do mow things that aren't ours, we put it as a lien against the property taxes if they don't pay for it. So
do we have any authority as a council or you as an attorney to putting pressure on them to do something with the building? Or is it just going to sit there like that forever?
the person who, last time I talked to him, the title, he would love, he's not doing anything with it, but he would do anything we told him to probably, and I say that, but the problem is anyone who takes over that building is gonna be the same spot. It has some identified asbestos in it that needs removed.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, there was a similar project in a different place that I was kind of on the edge of, and, the salvage rate wasn't as bad as they thought it was once they got the, you have to pay special prices for the asbestos removal, but there was some interest at the time they did that, which has been a couple of years now. Somebody stripped all the brick on site and actually resold it. well, but, I don't know if we did any of that. If you want, if. I don't have to make the numbers work, so I don't have to worry about the cost of things.
Yeah.
I think it'd be interesting if we could get a grant or find a way to pay for just removing just the asbestos from it. I think the rest of it would be a relatively simple project.
Okay.
That is, it's not my wheelhouse, and you're still gonna spend, I mean. It's a that's a problem. We don't, it is what it is, it's gonna cost some money to solve that problem
Oh, yeah.
from someone. We were hoping a few years ago that there were state and federal grants at the time, we applied for a brownfield grant. We made it through the first round, but didn't get it the second round. So,
So is there any money out there anywhere that we know?
Not
of?
that I know anymore,
Okay.
you know, I think both properties are gonna be north of 6 figures.
and everybody said that.
Well, that's 100,000.
It's 6 figures, yeah, I thought you were 7, yeah.
I didn't know 7 yet.
Yeah, sorry, I was up to.
And the only reason I know is I was dealing with a red down motel. In the last place where I was city manager and that was, I think when it got the bid on that was 155.
And it's the asbestos, I mean, it's a huger structure, so this would be bigger than the hotel, but the asbestos would be is what is there.
So is there any way that we can kind of push him along without?
Not really, because
We already
you
condemned
did
it.
everything.
Yeah, we have,
Yeah.
All the city can do now is tear it down, bill it to him, he don't pay it, you assign it to his taxes. It goes to a tax sale, nobody's gonna buy it, somebody will buy it, but all those fees get waived. So somebody probably buy that property, because I can see that probably be very useful, but the problem is the city as a whole now
We're gonna pay
is gonna pay for it.
the problem.
You know, unfortunately, that was not covered back when everything was transpiring, you know, what plans do you have and how do you do that, but, you know. We can't look back and then look ahead, so, you know. We've done everything we can, the next thing is to just, we can move in there tomorrow and tear it down. And bill it to him, it's not gonna pay, I mean, I don't know who would pay it.
Yeah.
And then if you put the taxes, then about 3 years, they'll do a tax sale. And then taxes all just go away, include the special assessments. And somebody buy a piece of property for whatever the price is.
hey,
So we're basically stuck with it for a while until we can do it. But
you can look at a few different places, I mean, Hutchinson tackled this, where they had a big hotel that was very prominent, and they finally bit the bullet and paid for it. I think Salina did one build while they in, but again, yeah, and again, a few years ago, there was kind of at the tail end of the ARPA, there were some more federal funds for KDHE to do stuff, so we were crossing our fingers and we didn't get selected in that round, so that means there's not probably an easy button out there, but to press, that's the.
okay, I just want to know kind of where we stood and let the community know where we're standing.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, Patrick.
You're-
That's all I have.
Councilmember Johnson, thing for you. Okay. Councilmember Bernhardt.
No,
Right. Well, I have something and I hate to bring it up, but. And this isn't any shade at you, but you've been here for a while, so at some point I wanna, like, what are our next steps? I mean, I want you definitely for as long as we can have you, but I don't want us to take advantage either. So what does our succession plan look like for a full-time administrator?
I think as we talked about this early this spring was get through the elections. And then towards it, because it would be unfair to hire anybody right now. I mean, get through it, probably November, December, revisit and then talk about it. My wife still lives being out of the house, so it's.
Working out good for you.
He does. But it's, I mean, we enjoyed it, the logistics are perfect. You know, the city of Marion had an interim for 17 months. Now, he had to live in a motel though, so there's no way that would work, and, but we're in a unique situation, I'm in situations. Where I was life-wise and everything else, so, you know, I would say look at this fall, because I think it'd be unfair to go through a process now. I have taken a job as a city manager before where 3 months later, 3 councilors were up for election. And I was lucky that I got 2 to 3 back, but one wouldn't run. And then the other one, replacement was, so it was no issues, but a young person that is concerned, I mean, and it should be a concern.
Absolutely.
I think Abilene's got a situation, they have an interim right now, and they're gonna probably wait till we get through elections as well. There's a little more involved because they have 11 people running for 3 council member spots. Wow. Yeah. Official was.
Come after Thanksgiving-ish,
I mean,
winterish, yeah.
you know, I think when after we got the last fall, I think we all took the note that it'd be somewhere between 4 months and 15 months. And, you know, because you started November, it would be March, April, May, and that's kind of what happened to Mark and Marion as well, so.
Yeah,
If you want me to go, I'll go tomorrow.
absolutely, that's
Okay.
absolutely not,
I
that
mean-
is not my point, I just don't,
Yeah,
I don't also. I want to make sure that our next administrator is a good fit, and so I don't want that process to be rushed either, you know, so that we kind of have. Everything, we're not taking it away from your benefits. Your wife's part of it. Okay, anything else? I'd entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Council President, I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved by Councilmember Hanson, seconded by Councilmember Panzer to adjourn at 6:05. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Meeting adjourned. Yeah, man.
I did.
It's love. Yeah.